Good evening, Blue Nation. It's that time again. Time for another podcast. So today we are going to dissect Everton's amazing 0-0 draw at Burnley at Turf Moor. So with us tonight, as always, is Carlos. How are you, lad?
Yeah, a bit rough as toast, mate. After last night, no, tonight after the night before, isn't it?
That's good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Godspeed for you. Also with us, our pal from over the pond, Marco in Michigan. How are you, my friend?
How's it going, fellas? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
We were supposed to have a special guest tonight, Chris Darracott from In the Blue Corner over on YouTube. Unfortunately, Chris isn't feeling very well, so we send our very best wishes over to him there in St Helens. Godspeed, buddy. Get well soon. While we're on the subject of him, pop over to In the Blue Corner on YouTube and tell him that the lads at the MVP sent you. Okay, so let's get into it then, folks. Line-up comes through, 4-2-3-1. So we got Geordie between the sticks, Big Jake at right back, Tarky and Keane in the middle with Miko at left back, Jimmy Garner and Tim Irabunum in the middle. A start for Tyler Dibbling, Alcaraz in the 10, McNeil, all backing up Beto. No Jack Grealish today due to illness. Apparently he's had a virus over Christmas. So again, get well soon, Jack. Godspeed. So let's go into the first half, and I haven't got an awful lot for you, to be fair. Barely started the first half, the better team in my opinion. 10 minutes in, and Beto misses Everton's first real chance, heading wide from a Miko cross. 5 minutes later, Beto was inches away again from opening the scoring. He basically failed to get a touch. What happened is Tyler Dibbling put a beautiful cross onto the far post, and in slides Beto. And I mean, the guy has got like legs to lead the lampposts, and he just fails to connect. You know, I think if we'd have got that one in, the game may have been a different story. But, you know, it is what it is. Half an hour in, another cross from Tyler Dibbling. This one is headed straight to the keeper by Charlie Alcaraz. First half comes to a close. Half time, Burnley 0, Everton 0. Marco, give us your thoughts.
I'm pretty upset with the club right now. Somebody set me straight here. Explain this to me like I'm 5. Dan Friedkin has a lot of money and wants to win, right? David Moyes has addressed the supporters in understanding where we have holes and that he wants to fill those pieces, fill those spots with the pieces that we need. Who is in the middle mucking this up? Because our bench is so thin. We are barely hanging on to other mid-table teams with a full roster. That's everybody. That's, Jack. That's when Illy's back here. When Ghana seems to be a huge hole when he's gone. When, there's a lot of other clubs that, you miss one or two guys. They have enough talent coming off the bench to be able to fill those holes. I'm just upset. You come off a tough loss to Arsenal where, again, we played shorthanded. It was only a 1-goal game, a disputed one, really, because it came down to a penalty. And you expect to go into Turf Moor, all 21,800 people, and expect to come away with 3 points with the state that we're in now, right? But it's just like any time we find a little breathing room where we can, almost guarantee 3 points, we find a way to leave points on the table. And it's just not good for me, because we can't expect points like that against Arsenal, the Shite, Bournemouth, Chelsea, So when we play the Wolves and when we play whoever is up down there, Burnley, Ipswich, I don't even know who's the 18th place team down there. We should be able to confidently go into that match and establish a tone and, cautiously be hopeful about coming away with 3 points. This was shit. Jack Grealish plays great for us every week. I'm suspicious about his illness. I think it's ill-timed. It's right after Christmas and it's right before the Burnley match, and we know he likes to go out and have a good time. And, I like to go out and have a good time, but we really needed these 3 points, and I suspicious and venture to say it's a brown bottle flu. Jack, you're probably never going to hear this, but if you do, I apologize if I'm wrong, but mate, we needed you today. Yeah, I'll save the rest of my thoughts for your breakdown of the second half, but I don't have anything technical or statistical to contribute, just the overall energy.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Carl, what were your thoughts?
I mean, just before I want to talk about the match, I mean, my point of view on the squad and obviously the Friedkins coming in the last year and whatnot. I mean, I think it goes beyond that. I mean, we lost a lot of players in the summer. I mean, what, 11, 12, 13 players. But let's face it, the squad was crap for years, and it's going to take a little bit of time. I mean, I know Moyes has said whether we'll sign anybody in January or not, and it's not a great time to sign players. We might get a couple of loan players and then maybe go on and sign them, which is what Moyes has always done in the past. Now, he's got a player on loan, hasn't he? Like, I mean, I'm thinking back, one that sticks in mind is Yobo. You get him on loan, plays so long, and then you sign him. And maybe, that's an option. If he don't work out, you can send them back in 6 months' time, and we've not lost anything, really. So I don't really, I mean, I do blame Moyes and the board, like the concoction of the recruitment team that we've now got. But hopefully going forward, certainly expecting the summer to have more major incomes, and by next year we should be rocking a decent European team. But as regards to the match, the first half, as you say, a couple of half chances here and there from Beto. The second one, he should have done far, but I thought it was in. All you have to do was just touch it and it would have been in the net. And as you say, at 1-0, at that point, I mean, we've had a couple of them this year and we've just not gone our way. So, just poor, really. I mean, I think I said on our chat earlier on, a bit of a snooze fest, really, the whole game. But no, the first half wasn't very good, and the second half that we're going to talk about, that was much the same. I mean, I know we're suffering injuries and we've got players at the AFCON and stuff like that. And, I mean, when you think about it, our three leading top goal scorers, I think they said on my commentary, they're all not playing. The likes of, obviously, Dewsbury Hall and Jai and that. And so, that's why, unless we've got a first team, the way it is at the minute, then we're going to struggle. I mean, I think it'll be a harder game on Tuesday or Wednesday when we play Forest. I'm expecting that to be a tougher game than it was at home. And, and the way I watched them early on today against City, and they were really, really impressive then as well, from what I can remember of it. So, first half, not great at all.
Yeah, on that, the other half of my complaint that you kind of touched on is that when we have players, if we're going to have a thin bench and a thin roster, and we have players like Asnu, and we have players like Dibbs, and we have, I don't know who else. I think that's it for the young guys. And I'm not just talking about today at Burnley. We need to let those guys run free. We cannot. We're trying to half-ass it. We're trying to get them minutes, but we're trying to do that cautiously. That's not going to let them develop any kind of rhythm at all. We got to start taking risks and just resign ourselves to the fact that we're a mid-table team, and it's either focus on winning or focus on development and focus on maybe getting that very last berth for, was it the Europa Conference?
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to do all of those things, and we're trying to do it with bits and pieces, and it's not going to work. I was happy to see Tyler get some minutes today. I thought he played well. You talked about the cross that he made that went off the goalkeeper's hand, and Beto should have buried, and how close it was. But it's always fucking close with him. It's always close with him, and it just never goes in. My patience is kind of wearing thin. I love the guy's heart. I love the guy's work rate. I'll say this about Beto, though. Did you guys see that pretty cool flick he did going between the legs? Solid creative effort. Yeah, the goalkeeper stopped it. No, we didn't get a goal out of it. But I thought that was a heads-up play on his part. He did what he could to get a solid foot on the ball. and got a little bit creative. So kudos to Beto, at least on that front. He can't hold the ball up for shit, though.
Yeah, all good points, mate. Okay, folks, let's go over to our sponsors, the amazing Andy's Man Club. Life is hard, and we all have bad days. There are times when we feel we can't cope. This is the time we need to reach out and talk to someone. Andy's Man Club offers local support groups nationwide, running every Monday from 7 p.m, except on bank holidays. In these groups, men can open up about the issues affecting their lives in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Our clubs are designed to be free of pressure. There is no obligation for men to speak, they can simply listen if they wish. Find us today at www.andysmanclub.co.uk. Help one guy, save one life. Andy's Man Club, it's good to talk. Okay, boys, so that was our sponsor, the amazing Andy's Man Club. More so this time of the year, remember, it's good to talk. Go and find a friend, go and find anybody to talk to, and please don't suffer in silence. Okay, so starting for the second half then. 57 minutes, and Burnley get a chance to open the scoring. It was a lovely ball over the top. Brun Larson, he gets in behind the Everton defence, and he volleys the shot over the bar, thankfully. 62 minutes, and Everton's best chance of the game arrives. Timmy Inabunam gets into the area and he crosses the ball over to Beto, who's about 6 yards out. He does the cutest back flick goalwards. Really spectacular little flick, really good heads up play. I think Mark had described it to me in the half-time break there. And only a last second save by the keeper keeps the scores level. It would have been an absolutely lovely goal if he'd have nailed that, to be fair. 69 minutes, we see a substitution, first one of the day. Merlin Roll on for Charlie Alcaraz. A minute later, Thierry Barry comes on for Beto. Beto, he played all right, but he's just not clinical. He really, really needed to have converted one of those chances today. 77 minutes, and Jimmy Garner plays Thierry Barry in. He runs onto goal. He gets a good shot off, only to see the ball palmed away by the keeper. It was a really good save, to be fair. The kid was unlucky. And then we reach a point of contention. I'm going to be really interested to hear what the boys think about this one. Everton have a corner. The ball comes over. It gets headed here, there and everywhere. Ping-pongs. And it comes out to Tyler Dibbling. Young Tyler takes a shot. And it appears to have hit the hand of the defender. The referee waves play on. Seeing the replay, I've seen them given. But we don't really expect that from the Premier League. It was corrupt as fuck. Unless you're Arsenal, Chelsea, the red shite, you're not getting them decisions. Disappointing, but we're used to it by now. 88 minutes, we see Patterson on for the impressive Diblin. I felt that he had a really good little run out today. It was nice to see him. And in the last minute of the game, it could have went to Burnley. They had a late chance to win it. Anthony played the defence-splitting ball. I think it was Fletcher. He ran onto it, hit it, and Jordan Pickford was beaten. Bless him. Ball flies past Pickford, hits the inside of the post and bounces out. So maybe that made up for that shitty, shoddy penalty decision. Full time, Burnley 0, Everton 0. Carl, give us your thoughts.
It wasn't a penalty. If I say that, if I keep saying it enough, then maybe one of these weeks we'll actually get one. That should have been 1-0. As you say, Barry had the chance. He was really unlucky in the little cameo he had today. I mean, I know Moyes said he gave him that run of games to get it, and he got his goal in against Forest the other week. Now he's got to he's got to hit the ground running. Our problem is, if we don't take our chances like we did with Beto in the first half and in the second half, then we're not a team of loads of goals. So, there's always a chance that they might stick one in like they did almost at the end. And I would have been cursing it now to lose to Burnley team 1-0. It was second from bottom in the league. Only being kept off the bottom by a woeful Wolves team. The red shite only just beat today, apparently. So I was kind of hoping for a draw there, but that didn't happen. Other than that, it was a bit of a damn squid, really. I thought we could have played better. Looking at the bench, there's no one to really bring on apart from Merlin Roll. Obviously, with our injuries and whatnot, so we do need to start getting players, even if it's on loan in January, just to try and get us through. Because I know he said in this press conference that Branthwaite will be hopefully back on the grass now, and he's maybe ready to play, maybe possibly on Tuesday or certainly in the squad in the next week or two. But it's not enough. We need more. We need more players. So hopefully, you'll get the finger out and get players on loan, and then try and move up the table because it's so bunched at the minute. We're quite lucky, but at some point teams are going to start breaking away, and we're going to end up falling down the league and finding ourselves 18th, 19th, 17th, and we don't want to be there.
Yeah, good points, mate. Marco, what did you think of the second half?
Yeah, to expound upon what Carl's saying, yeah, if we find ourselves falling into 15th, 16th place, the energy is going to change, and then we're going to start battling ourselves. So I think we need to stay in that mid-table bubble in order to keep up morale. But as far as the second half goes, a couple of things. One, if the player committing that handball was in a blue shirt or in a lemon shirt, as it was today, it would have been a fucking handball because we're Everton. And two, don't forget, fellas, the official today was Craig Pawson, who's a fucking jerk off, right? Expel that guy. Take away his citizenship. Get him out of the league. He hates us. We've been in such poor form that it's hard to look at the results that he's administered and say that it was entirely him. However, it's clear that he's certainly not cut us any breaks, and anytime there's a call that's on the bubble, it goes against us, right? We got so fucking lucky that ball went off the woodwork. We got a little bit unlucky that that shot that Barry put on was a fingertip save, so you got to give the lad credit there. That was a shot on goal. Could have put a little bit more on it, I think, and it may have blown through his hand, but whatever. The guy made a save. Yeah, I mean that's it for me. I don't have a whole lot of anything technical to contribute.
All good points. I think just jumping on board over Pawson, that guy is an absolute fucking tosspot, isn't he?
Yeah.
When I saw his name was on the game, I just thought, he's just begging to not give Everton a decision. He's just an A1 bell end, isn't he? Okay, so wrapping up then. Hard-earned point from what I thought was a very, very tricky fixture. It was nice to see young Tyler Diblin getting a start. I wasn't fussed on McNeil, to be honest. I'm not sure why he's playing, but obviously we are short-handed. It's the old Everton thing, isn't it? Like we touched on all episode. We had chances to score, just not clinical enough again. We need that striker, we really do. I love Beto, and Thierry Barry has really grown on me, but sentiment is one thing, results are another. And I want the fucking club up there where they belong. And then we move on to another hard one, away at Forest at the City Ground on Tuesday. That ain't going to be easy. They're going to fucking come at us. They really are. They're going to want a little bit of payback after what we've done to them at Hill Dickinson. So that ain't going to be easy either. So there we go. Let's wrap it up there. This is our last show of 2025. We will be back on New Year's Day with the Forest podcast for you. Mark, great to have you on as always, pal.
Yeah, bud, thanks for having me. I got a month off the ship, so I'll be able to make these next few games. And I've been raring to go every time, but between the time difference and the technical difficulties on my end of only getting 2 gigabytes allotted per day on my ship, it's difficult to A, watch the game, and then B, be able to log on with you guys. So it's so nice to be back, and I'm looking forward to the spring when I won't be missing any games at all.
Yeah, it's always great to have you on here, mate. You know that. Carl, thanks again for your time, mate.
No problem, mate. I'll say rough match, but glad to be here. Even though I'm rough as toast, but hanging on in there just about. Just love of Everton and all that.
You're a star, lad. All right, then. We'll leave it there. Up the fucking toffees.
Up the fucking toffees.